Welcome, 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 everyone. It's another show, 2 days after the diversity visa lottery results to be out. There are people who had the opportunity to win the diversity visa lottery. There are some people who didn't win, which is sad, which is upsetting. There are some people haven't been able to check the results up to this moment for one reason or the other. But this video, today I want to talk basically two things. Number one is, what are the reasons why one person can win the green card lottery and another one cannot win the green card lottery? And what should you do next? In other words, the bigger portion of this video is about how you can try to find the other immigration pathways beyond the green card lottery. So, for those who have won the green card lottery, congratulations. For those in one way or another didn't win, I'm sorry to say that. But it's not the end of the world. It doesn't matter how many times you are getting knocked down. What matters more is, what are you going to do when you are knocked down? And that was Carrie Brashear, the first black person to be a master diver in the United States Navy, when he said it is sinful to continue to be down when you're knocked down. You have to wake up. When you reach at the rock bottom, there is no any other where you can go because you are already at the rock bottom. The only other way is to go up. So, what are the reasons as to why one person can win a green card and one not? I know sometimes people are starting to do a reflection to see what happened to them, what mistakes they do in the application. I didn't make videos right after my live on the first day of May 6th because I was not able even to talk, because I did a live stream for 18.5 hours. The first 10 hours was 2 hours break, 2 hours, 10 minutes break, 2 hours, or an hour and a half, 10 minutes for 10 hours. And then the live show of the results itself, it went for 8.5 hours. So after talking for 18.5 hours, I had to sit down. I was dizzy. I was just like overwhelmed. But I appreciate for each and everyone for your continued support, for everything. So let's get into the show in detail. So, how many of you here didn't win the green card lottery? And how many of you did win the green card lottery? I see some people, they are sending me emails. They say they have problems on the email, sending me the email. Make sure the email is correctly. ebm@ebmscholars.com. Or if you go to the website, you'll be able to see the email. The website is ebmscholars.com. How many of you didn't win? Did you win? Yes or no? Yes, I win. No, I didn't win. So the biggest reason as to why many people didn't win is not your fault. It's not your fault. This is a lottery. So you have to be aware that anything, when it is a lottery, anything can happen. So this might not be your fault. Why? The reason being, before the introduction of the passport requirement, remember, Before 2019, there was no passport requirement in the DV lottery application. The total number of average applications each year was between 18 million to how many people? To 24 million. That was the range. Was between 18 to 24 million. But after the introduction of the passport, because many people were not able to apply both husband and wife or something like that, or teenagers without passport, so the number went to 6 million, 6.8. Then the number went up to 7 million to 8 million. Now the passport has been removed. So the DV 2024 was the first time again back after the DV requirement for the passport to be removed. Meaning at this particular time, the number should go up. So the minimum number will be 15 million people. That will be the minimum number of applicants who are going to be. We do not know the exact number at the moment. But let's take the example. When we talk about, let's say, 15 million, but this number might go even higher than that. Divided by the number of winners. The number of winners each year is about 120,000. 120,000. Meaning, in every 125 people, there is likely one person to win. That is overall as a globe, all applicants. But when you go to country, will differ. For instance, if you look, for instance, like in Kenya, for instance, let's go to the DV 2023, the applicants were about 500,000 applicants in Kenya. But the winners were 3,400, about that number. Meaning, about every 147 to 150 people in Kenya, one was the winner. So for that particular case, the point I'm trying to make is winning the green card lottery is just a lottery. It's not about whether you are smarter, whether you had a bachelor degree, whether you have PhD. The selection of the diversity visa lottery doesn't care the geographical location, the location of the applicant, or the location of where you live. The winning or selection of the diversity visa lottery doesn't care your education level, doesn't care how many years of work experience, doesn't care how old you are. So that is number one thing. So the biggest reason is because there are higher number of applicants. And it doesn't matter how many years you have applied before. It doesn't matter. Because if, let's say, you applied before, but this DV lottery is a brand new DV lottery. I know there are some people in Kenya, they are commenting that in Kenya there is one community is favorite to win majority. Or people in Kisii or people wherever. No. The question is how many people in that region are applying versus the other. They don't care what your tribe is. I know people in Kenya, you have the tribalism. Oh, this is Luo, this is whatever. Do you think United States cares about Luo tribe? They don't give a damn about that. No, they don't care. When you apply, they don't care about anything. It's just about your numbers there and the machine is going to do. But if people in Kisii or people in Luo or people, whatever tribe, whatever the tribe you are, they applied maybe 100,000 over the other tribe, yes, there will be more winners. So there is not their favorite to win because of tribalism. No. So winning the green card lottery doesn't care what tribe you are. But the countries with more applicants has a higher chance of having more winners. They are not favoring any country. It's a simple mathematics probability numbers. If you take a basket and you put tennis ball, maybe one basket has 50 tennis ball which are blue, and the same basket has red tennis ball and there are 100. So if you mix the chance of picking the red tennis ball, because there are more, their 100 is higher than the number of tennis ball which are blue. So if one country has 500,000 applicants, will likely be selected more than the country with the least number of applicants. That's why there are some countries they have 1 winner, there are some countries they have 0 winner, there are some countries they have 10 winners, because the number of applicants in that country is very low compared to another country. But the exactly data, when are we going to know how many winners in each country? The data comes in the month of September, when the Department of State is going to release the visa bulletin in August, is going to release the visa bulletin for the first fiscal year of October. Meaning, when they provide that, they will tell you each country how many winners are there in each country. At the moment, we do not know how many winners are in each country. So, let's say you applied and didn't win. These are the things you need to do. Don't focus more about the negative and be down all the time, being depressed. No, this is lottery. Yes, there are things you can be able to do some improvement. Let's say there is a photo. Maybe you didn't put a correct photo. Make sure it's the correct photo. And when we say the correct photo is there, make sure that that photo is for you. And if you have any dependent, the photo of the dependent must meet the requirement. If the photo of the dependent doesn't meet the requirement, you will also still not win. So taking the photo using your professional, if your camera is very, very good, you can do that. So that is something. There is one guy here in where? It's called Tom. Is in what? Is in where? I think it's in Kenya. Is here on on TikTok. Where I think he's so upset he didn't win. He started getting. You look so upset. You look so depressed. I'm not depressed. Stay away from the US. Kenya is much better. Yeah, stay wherever you want, wherever you are. So I don't give a shit about you. So this is how it is. When you win, don't get upset. It's a life. One of the things, you have to be ready to apply for the next DV lottery. That's the first thing you need to do. But when is the next DV lottery? That is the first question to ask yourself. The next diversity visa lottery, each year we say the DV lottery is in the month of October. So be ready for October. The next DV lottery is what is called the DV 2025. This one, which has results came out, is DV 2024. This coming up is DV 2025. The DV lottery results will be from, they haven't officially announced, but this is my projection. The DV lottery result, applications for the next DV lottery, DV 2025, will be between Wednesday, October 4 to Tuesday, November 7. That is when the next DV lottery application will be. So that's what you need to do. Be ready for the next DV lottery application. The next DV lottery application is in October. Probably the projection is from Wednesday, October 4 to Tuesday, November 7. Meaning, up to this moment, you start to be ready. Make sure your photo is going to meet all qualifications. If you want to go to the studio, do that. If you are using your camera, take the photo accordingly. If you are waiting for someone for their service, it's up to you. You can do that. This year, I will do the service in Tanzania and Kenya, but I will visit for public talk at maybe some of the universities in Ghana. I don't know yet, but that is the plan. So, if that's the next application, that is one of the things. Second thing is to start thinking, while you're looking for opportunities in America, you can look for opportunities beyond or outside of America too. There are some opportunities to go to Canada. You have to know what Canada is going to offer, depending on your qualifications. Before you start going to look into any particular opportunity, you have to reflect what is your professional qualification, your professional profile. How does it look like? And that professional profile, is it compatible to which program? So if you want to go to Canada to apply direct permanent resident program through Express Entry, we know Express Entry is a professional program based on the point system. So you can make sure that you meet the qualification and apply for that. But if you find out I don't meet for that particular profile or that particular immigration pathway, you have to look for other programs. So the first thing is, yes, United States can be your biggest dream. I don't know on your end. One of the ways is the green card lottery. Continue applying green card lottery, but also look for opportunities in other countries. You can look opportunities in the Canada, Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and other countries you can look at and go and work there. So that's the first thing. Look opportunities elsewhere. But also look for opportunities outside the green card lottery. There I'm going to break down what are these opportunities beyond green card lottery. But all this, as I'm trying to explain, will largely depend on your professional profile. If you don't meet certain qualifications, there is a way you can find, there is a way you can do to improve. Like if you have to finish school, if you have to get a certain diploma, you go to college, you're already in the university, you want to finish your bachelor degree, or while you are studying, you have to do volunteering. So we'll talk about how can you improve your professional profile so that it can be competitive enough for other programs. And what are these programs? This is the most important part of this video. So, if you go to my website, you'll be able to see the website is ebmschools.com. If you go to this website, let me show you one thing. Let me use the other page. 1 second. Okay. So if you go to my page, ebmschools.com, and you click on the word services, you will see some of the services. That means, obviously, there are some paid consultation if you want to do consultation. There are some people, they want to write books. There are people, they want to become content creators, so there are services for that. But that is not what I'm going to talk about. There is green card lottery. I'm not going to talk about green card because we know already we have so many videos about that. I'll just mention about the service for the green card lottery winners. But apart from that, there are other services. One, there is education pathway. And I will go into detail in a few seconds. So education pathways, you can come to study bachelor degree, master's degree, doctorate. You can come to study community colleges. You can come to study what we call non-degree programs. I will explain those kind of programs. So this one, for bachelor's, master's, and PhD, there are scholarships, but non-degree programs and the community colleges, which are also for associate degrees, obviously you can pay for yourself. That is number one. So you have to know that if you have qualifications, you have results to compete in that, you'll be able to do that. Number two, there are some we call non-educational immigration pathways. I'll go to explain in detail. There are summer jobs, there are internships, there are visiting visas, conferences. All those are there. So it's up to you. We'll talk about those in a minute. There are other programs. There are some temporary work visa. I will talk about them. express entry for Canada to get permanent resident to go to Canada. There are EB visas, which you get green card based on your education, and sometimes some of employment based. There are religious visas. So those are some of the programs you can be able to focus on and look if you can be able to utilize them. So you have to make sure that you go into those programs and do that. But let me quickly mention for the DV lottery winners. For the DV lottery winners, there is a page when you go to my DV lottery, my website, and you will be able to click the place DV lottery winners. This is the service where I will be able to review your qualifications. That is one of the DV lottery winners from Tanzania. Then you will be able to fill the form, help you with the interview, help you with the settlement in America for the payment of $250. That is if you want that service. It's not a must, it's up to you. So if you want to do that, you email me or you go there and you click the page and you'll be able to pay right away from the website for $250. Then you email me, we start the process as soon as possible. So that is me, that is my family, my wife Marie, our son Benedict, who's 12, Claire 7, Faustina is going to be 4 next week. So, but the rest, that is something I would just want to point out that way. So let's talk about these other services. About scholarships. So you can come to the United States. One of the ways is to come through scholarships. But this means you must have very good score. You must have very good GPA. You must have very good results in your education. If you're going to apply for high school, for bachelor degree, you must have very good score in high school. If you're going to apply for master's, you have very good score for bachelor's degree. You're applying for PhD, you have to have very good score for your master's degree. Obviously, it follows with the good work experience. Those you have to write very well those essays. You have to make sure. So there are so many other things you have to do to make sure that everything is good to go to support that. So you can do this by yourself, or you can pay someone to do that for you. Then you can do the self-financing part. So self-financing, meaning you are going to pay for your own education. For instance, you have to be very smart here. People are usually asking me why I usually don't get the visa. Because sometimes you apply for a university. University, the school fees, tuition fees is very, very high. 40,000 US dollar with the living expense. How are you going to justify you are coming from a poor country, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda, Malawi, Ghana, whatever, to say that I'm going to study, I'm going to pay 40,000 per year. So meaning 160 per 4 years as a degree, and then I'm coming back to my country. They know for sure you're not coming back. So you have to find the schools with affordability so that it will be easy to justify that I'm using this amount. Remember, even most of these people, the people who are giving you the student visa, some of them, they studied through student loan. So where do you get all this 40,000 per year times 4 years for bachelor's degree? So you have to be smart to find one university which have low tuition fees or don't have at all. For instance, if you go to study in Norway, you go to study in Germany, there is no tuition fees. And some universities in America, they don't have that. So that one will help you to save. So we'll be showing just the living expenses cost, which will be not more than 12,000 per year. Then, if you are going to apply for, you have high school and to apply for community colleges, you have to be smart. Don't apply community colleges, for instance, in America, apply in New York, apply in California, where the I-20 will require you to have a lot of money because of the cost of the living of the area. But if you go to the Midwest, for instance, the states which are center of the United States of America, they are more affordable. The cost of living is very affordable. That means you will have the chance of getting the visa. What are 9-degree programs? 9-degree programs are degrees. You are coming here not to get a degree. So you are an international student, but you are not going to get F1 visa. You are going to get what is called the M1 visa. For instance, you are coming here to study, let's say, to become a pilot. You are coming here to get a certain type of certification. You are coming to get a CPA. You are coming here to get certain certification, like I'm giving you an example, like Cisco, whatever it is, certification you're coming to get. IT certificate, like a professional certification. That means you are not going to the class to be given associate, bachelor, master's, doctorate. No. That is called the M1 visa. It's international student who is coming here not to get the degree, but is coming for academic institution, but not a degree. So you have to do that. And by doing so, this is where I gave the list of some of the universities or colleges. For instance, a couple of days ago, I showed some people about this college. It's called Cloudy County Community College. There are other colleges of this nature here in America. So you have to find out. You have to find out which one are very affordable. So if you go to this one, on admission for international students, this one, admission process is very, very easy. You do the application and there is no requirement for the English. You do everything here. You do applying online. That's number one. But number two, once you apply, these people, they will require you the bank statement of 12,624. That is the bank statement they need to have. So the bank statement of that one, this is for entire academic year. The cost of studying, living, accommodation, food supplies, school supply, books, insurance is not going to exceed 12,000 per year. Instead of going to the most expensive colleges. And here is the breakdown of that cost. You can see tuition and fees per year is $2,800. That is tuition and fees. Housing and food, 17 meals per week. And the lowest cost for housing is 5,000 in that one. Books and supplies, 1,500. Health insurance, this one. Per year is this one, 10,000. That is the cost you'll be able to pay. Meaning you have to pay half of this one per semester. 5,200 and whatever the small change will remain. So this is the trick I'll tell people. If you come with your 5,000 and you pay, you already paid for your 5,000. What you need to do is, while you are a student, you'll be allowed to work 20 hours per week, which is 80 hours per month. So let's say you get a job for $15 per hour, 1,200. Let's say minus the tax. Let's say remove those 200, remain with 1,000. So remember, you've already paid for tuition and fees for your first semester. And the tuition and the fees, they paid for accommodation and food and the other school supplies. Meaning, in this 1,000, you can use for your cell phone and other things, and remain, you can use maybe 300 here. You can remain by 700 each month. Because already food is there, everything is there. So times 4. Why am I times with 4? Semester is about 4 months. So meaning you'll be able to save about this amount for the 4 months. And then you're going for the holiday. When you go for the holiday, student is not limited to 20 hours per week on campus. Student is allowed to work full-time, 1 or 2, 3 jobs, whatever you want. That's why I usually tell people it is better to come in the month of what? January, You study until May, and then from May, you are working up to August, end of August, full-time, 2 jobs. That means you are going to you're going to get the money for the new semester. So 40 hours per week is 1 job. So you have 2 jobs. So that will be 80 hours per week for 2 jobs. Times 4 per month is 320 hours per month. Times, you get $15. You make this amount, 4,800 per month. Times holidays 3 months. You'll have 14,000. So assume you pay taxi, you are living expensive for the 3 months because school will be closed. Let's say you use 6,000 for that. You can remain with 8,000 for the next semester. When the semester starts, you can be having enough money to pay for 5,000 and remain with the change. But if you come in the month of January, it will give you advantage because it's 1 semester and then you are allowed to work full time. But if you come in the fall, in the month of, when? August, meaning in the month of December, you work you have 1 month holiday. So have those 1 times 15 hours, you get you are 4,800, and the money I've been saving those like each on monthly basis, you can be able to pay for school. So you can, the only thing you need, obviously you need to have a bank statement of this amount, but here they said they want, what do they want? They said they want this amount. They say they want the bank statement of this amount, 12,000. But the amount you're going to pay is 5,000 per semester. The rest of the money you'll be getting while you are working. But if you go to other community colleges like in California, or even in Kansas City, they might be more expensive. So you have to figure out which community colleges are more affordable so that you can be able to be able to survive in that way. That is a trick you need to be able to do. So all the time, you have to find the cheapest, most affordable community colleges. Don't just come here. You're just going to find like, you are coming to find things which are not going to help you. You are getting to the bigger universities, more expensive, and you're not able to afford. So that is something you need to make sure that you understand about international student and everything. So that is number 1, community colleges, if you want to go and apply on yourself. So there is a list I will post of community colleges which are more affordable or they are very, very cheap. But sometimes the school can have a cheaper school fees, but the cost of living in that area will be a little bit more expensive in that way. So that is one thing to consider up is Cloudy County Community College or other colleges if you're coming to pay for yourself. But also you can look about going to study in Europe. That will be another way to think about it. But there are some of other universities, for instance, for people who want to do bachelor degree, Berea College is one of the colleges in America which has what? Which doesn't have school fees. Berea College doesn't have school fees, but it's very competitive to get in. What is the cost of tuition? 0. But it's very competitive to be admitted at Berea. All students are getting into there. They are not paying school fees. So that is one thing to need to know. So I'll post these colleges so that people can be able, I'll make a separate video. I made a video about Berea College. But if you get admitted, international student, you don't pay any school fees here. And if you want to know, let's go here. Apply. And there is no application fee, but you must take the English proficiency test, or you must take the SAT exam. So international student, there is no transfer for international student. That is international student. Deadline, there is early deadline. If you apply early, it's better, because if you apply by October 15, they give you the results on mid-December. So you know from that. But regular application is January 15, you get the results by mid-March. So you have to apply. So the application is not here yet. The application will be in August when they announce. So that's the fall application for 2024 will be available late in the summer 2023. So around June, July, that's when they announce the application to start. And the application, there's no application fee for this one. But there are so many essays you have to fill in that particular way. There is no test optional. It's a must. Just let you know that. So that is Berea College. So there are some of the colleges of that nature which you needed to know to apply for these programs. That's why when you go to my service, I say I will help you to get into most affordable colleges. If you use my service, that is the reason. I'm not going to apply for one in that particular way. Can one international student get a loan? Yes, but usually it's very, very difficult. There are some organizations, but in a normal way, no. Until you get the co-signer, I don't advise for you to get the loan unless otherwise, because the loan has a lot of interest depending on whatever. I don't know. There are some people, they know how to get the loan. For me, I'm not focusing more on the loan. Is either you pay for your school, or if you have good grades, apply for scholarships on your own. Yes, there are cheapest community colleges in America. One among is that Crowdy County Community College, as I mentioned. So those are some of the things I want to point out in that particular way, people to know that we have those kind of things. And when related to schools, if you have very good scores, you can be able to get some of the resources, like to get a scholarship. Here, I have one of the book I wrote, but this book I give for free. Free book, free download, PhD scholarships for Africans in the United States. But this book, even if you're not looking for PhD, you are looking for bachelor's or master's, there are so many things which will help you, because there are things about how to write a statement of purpose, how to write a resume, how to find the scholarships. Everything is there. So you come here and you click download here. It will take you to download the PDF. You choose the design you want and you choose the PDF version. Here, you'll be able to download whatever you have to sign in and be able to, whatever, to download the free PDF. So this is one of my book. I wrote this book. It has almost 400 pages. 489. This is the book. So even if it says PhD, but basically it's not for PhD. So for instance, the chapter 1 talk about don't look for the sympathy, to look for scholarships. The difference between the United States versus other countries when you're applying for programs. So chapter 1 is say don't look for the sympathy. I can read some of this one. It starts with quotation I made, which says, scholarship application is not a therapy session. Don't express your poverty and personal problems seeking for sympathy and mercy. Ernest Boniface Makulilo. At the very early stages of my scholarship journey, I clearly understood what I'm up to in terms of competition. I knew for sure I was not only one of these I was not only one on this planet who was looking for the scholarships around the world. There are millions of people around the world, both in developing countries and developed world, are looking for different ways of getting financial support. In the United States, for instance, the cost of education is extremely high. From kindergarten to high school, education is free. There are no tuition and fees associated with the education. But when you go to college, it is very expensive. For public university, for instance, just the tuition and the fees starting from $10,000 before adding cost of accommodation, food, and other expenses. There are lots of universities where tuition fees start from $30,000 and above. This was the case for my graduate studies at the University of San Diego in California, where tuition and fees for master's degree in peace studies and conflict resolution was $36,000, whatever. So, but I got a scholarship. So this book is free. Go and get it. Download will give you the inside, all these kind of things. Do they accept GED results? Yes, they accept GED results. If you don't have bank statement, meaning get a scholarship. If you get a scholarship, that means the scholarship letter is your bank statement. But you cannot go say, I'm going to pay for myself without bank statement. No, they're not going to give you the visa. That doesn't work. So that was about education pathway. But what are other pathways? What are other ways apart from education? There are jobs. You can get jobs. How do you get jobs online? So, I usually have a problem with people. Sometimes content creators just post on social media, oh, go to Canada within 1 week, there is no job offer, you just go. Yes, it can be possible, but let's be in reality. Which visa will you apply within a week and get it? If you apply visiting visa in Canada, you have to wait for 8 to 10 months, for instance. And you say you are going to get it within a week. No, it's not realistic. So if you are looking for jobs, this is the trick I'm going to give you. Go to the website called Indeed. So depending on what you are looking for. So, but on the place which it says what, right? Let me zoom a little bit so that you can be able to understand one another. On the place which says what, right? Visa sponsorship available. So let's say visa sponsorship available for housekeeping. You are looking for normal jobs. Is there any visa, that one available? This is one I was planning to talk to you about today. This job has a deadline on May 30th. That's the deadline. This is the job. Out of country. So they're hiring someone out of the United States direct. The job is in Florida. This hotel is huge. It's huge hotel. So it's going to sponsor people to come here. That is the hotel. It's in Florida. So they are looking for house attendants. They say you have 6 months work experience. Everybody in Africa has that experience because you have been cleaning at your house. So I'm going to post this one into my links. So if you got to read this one, we seek small number of house attendants eligible to participate in out-of-country H-2B visa from this time to this time. Must have a work experience of how many work experience, or whatever, 6 months. But if you have prior work experience in the United States, this is helpful. This job was posted 14 days ago. So this job is one of the jobs I'm going to post on the comment, and you can go. Don't rush today and just rush to fill this application. Make a resume in a competitive way. Don't write a resume about my tribe is Nyakyusa. I have 3 children. They don't care about your children. They don't care about your tribe. They don't care about your religion. They want to know your housekeeping experience. In America, we don't care whether you are black, whether you are yellow, whether you have children, whether you don't have. Those are the things we have to make sure that you understand. So the link of that job, I posted here. I'm going to post that link and I'll make a separate video for this particular job. But if you want to do, you can go to their main website for careers. If you go to their website, this is the job. You can also go to their website and get the same job. Even though they say they haven't put the what? They haven't put the how much amount they're going to pay, but obviously to be above $12, $15, $12, $20 because it's the American standard of jobs. Even if they're going to give you minimum, it's not going to be like $10. No, it's $40. So that is one of the trick. How you get the housekeeping jobs. So, but not all jobs you can find here you have to do. You have to click that job and read it. If they say they are going to offer what? If they're going to offer what? They're going to offer what? The sponsorship. If they haven't said. So this is what they say, for instance, on visa requirements. So you have to read everything. This one is, they're giving, okay, you must be authorized to work in the United States unless candidate is currently in a managerial role in another 4-season location. Current season manager will qualify for L1 visa. That is another, yeah. So that is something, yeah. So that is like, this one you cannot apply. So you have to find the job which says they are going to offer that way. If they're not going to say that way, don't apply. So then you come back to what? You can come back to what here on top. Just say visa, sponsorship, unskilled or available, or in agriculture. You can try to look. Is there any job in agriculture? But it might be more. So for instance, let's see. This one, do they offer? No, this one they don't offer because you must have work authorization required. For that quickly, just by looking that, I don't think, let me see if they have the. So I'm reading quick, but I haven't read it before. But you have to look if they have the work, they have the what? Okay, so they say no relocation, no visa sponsorship available. So that means this one you cannot apply. So you have to look, but you have to read the entire thing to see if they are going to give the author. I mean, what we call the visa sponsorship, or you can just look just overall visa sponsorship for unskilled, whatever. If you, yeah, you have to look for all those kind of things. It takes time. You can play for 5 hours but don't get. You say this one, they say on top, visa sponsorship not available, so you don't need to get those one. So you have to find out if so you can read maybe. All these kind of jobs, maybe out of 50, maybe one says yes. So don't just go and apply, because if you apply, they assume you have work authorization. So that is something else I want to make sure that you are aware of. Ways to be able to find jobs. So you can find the jobs in that way. Then there are some of the things I mentioned on my service. That there are sometimes summer jobs, summer camp, and internships. So let me show you how that works. Let me give the example internships. So there are companies, they give internships. But you have to know what time to apply. So This one they explain is internship. This internship, they allow people from outside the United States to apply as long as you meet the qualifications. So, but the time is not now. Applications are no longer accepted for the following position. At the moment, they are not. But you have to apply. If you get you get it, this is what they're going to give you. So what do they give? They're not going to give you salary. They give housing and stipend. The housing, they give housing for 10 people. It's just a small housing for 10 people. Housing is provided for interns in our historic White House. That's for 10 people. There are a combination of single and double rooms and common areas, kitchen, whatever, even all of those kind of things. So to give that one, they are giving you eggs and produce, like when they talk of produce, they mean like veggies from the farm, because you are working as intern into the farm on the entire season. It is unpaid, that one, but they give you some stipend monthly, this amount. So they give you accommodation. They give you a place. They give you some of the eggs and the veggies already. You are buying the meat and other things on your own, and they give you the food. I mean, they give you 1,000 whatever. That's a good deal. That is more than salary to me. So, but this is not the time to apply. Usually the time to apply is around October, I think, if not mistaken. So these are some of the things I want to make people to understand. You have to be aware. You have to be looking around. What do you do on social media is very, very important. Yeah, so that is something I want you to be aware that we have internships you can be able to apply. Okay, at the same time, if you look here, ways of supporting us, sometimes you look like, I'm giving an example. You look at the volunteer, you can ask them. It's not a crime to ask them, do you accept volunteers from overseas? And most volunteers guided tours, blah, blah, blah. We also host groups of 10 to help with work, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then they explain about volunteering, whatever. Because they have internships, but you can ask them, do you provide volunteers? I'm from Tanzania, I'm from Uganda, I'm whatever. Is it possible I can have the volunteer? You explain about interest in volunteering. The worst thing they will say will be no. And if they provide volunteering, they will tell you if they will give you a place to stay, like for interns, or you have to pay for yourself. Those are the things you need to know. Job opportunities. So this one, they usually have, you see, like volunteer engagement manager, there are summer camp trips, summer coordinator, whatever. So all these, they are there. Like I've tried to explain some of the summer camp, whatever, those kind of things. But yeah. I have a question from Kaisigala. George say, Brother IBM, I'm looking for your contact. I need you to support to fill the DSC 260. My email, sending me the email as mentioned, ebm@ebmscholars.com. That way, yeah. Okay. So those are some of the ways. I just want to make sure that we are together. There are some questions from Solomon. Says there are new law for undocumented immigrants to work in Florida, which has just passed recently. Doesn't affect my application now? Does it? Does it? What do you mean? Like you are already First of all, do you know what is undocumented immigrant? There is undocumented immigrant. They are referring people who came in America, let's say through Mexico border. Meaning they were not documented, they were not have the stamp visa. If you come here, you extend your stay in America with the visa. You are not undocumented, you are illegal. You are illegal. Undocumented, they were not documented. They were not given welcome to America on their stamp. So there is a difference between undocumented immigrant versus just a normal immigrant like you. I see your name is Solomon Isali. I believe you are African and your picture is black, like look like a Tanzanian, Kenyan, Ugandan, Ghanaian, whatever how you look like with your tie, whatever on the photo, on your comment. So that's how it is. EBM say thanks for the info. I started watching and recently. Is it possible to skip any page in DSC260? I reached the party for the address of host and I'm stuck. You cannot skip. That's why just find the address. There is no rush because you can put the address of randomly like Walmart, but remember that's where they send it. You are. They are going to send you what? Your card. So don't put a randomly address. Just wait. Get the address first. Just write me an email, then we'll discuss it and see what you can help you. Bira Jane say, I will use your service because I want a scholarship for my daughter. Thank you so much, Bira Jane. Email me, ebm@ebmscholars.com. I'm now avoiding more to give my WhatsApp number because I get so many messages, and most of the messages is, hi, can I ask you a question? Can the V lottery change in later month? No. The V lottery, the results are already out. There is no second selection. Forget it. People are trying, keep your confirmation number because in August, usually there are another results. No. There are people with case number already 100,000. Why should they give the second selection? Why should he give you while there is someone already with 110,000 case number? No. It's over. There is no result change. No. Unfortunately. They give all results at once. EBM, I'm from South Africa. May I join your live to ask some few questions? I'm about to finish live and get ready for another live. So I don't know if it will be, I cannot post my stream link here. Email me and then you can ask me the questions and I'll be able to answer you that way. And if I come as a student visa, can I come with my family in the US? Yes, but it depends on the duration of that visa. I won the DV 2022-2023, but haven't scheduled for visa interview. Yes, you have to wait. It takes time, depending on your case number. I don't know what your case number. Okay. What about if you have very good results for diploma course? Will you be considered for bachelor scholarship or it has to be high school? That is a very good question. A very good question, kwa sababu, because of the following things. The number one reason is some of the schools, they don't care about your diploma. They don't care because of your diploma, because they don't have the diploma education. They do not know what is that. So to put it equal, put equality, they say, what I can do is we have equal for just high school. It's just like saying, I have bachelor degree, and another person doesn't have bachelor degree, but they have something like whatever, postgraduate something. No, for masters, they look bachelor degree results. Yes, if you have something else, it will help you. Make sure you have good results for your high school. Then you can add with your something else. Maybe we'll be able to help you in one way or another. So try, but there's nothing wrong. As I'm trying to explain, there is nothing wrong when you apply. There is nothing wrong. If the mistake they will say will be, yeah, they will say no. I mean, if you don't get it, it's not a mistake. Dear IBM, I'm a new subscriber. I'm inquiring if possible to come to the US as a visitor and also let my kids join me once I settle. If I may ask, how soon can it be to get papers? It depends. First of all, it can take you 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, depends on, because you come as a visitor. You cannot jump from a visitor to a green card unless otherwise you get married to an American citizen. You cannot just come here, I don't know your education level, I don't know your work experience. The employer, they want to give you green card by sponsorship. It takes time. You can come as a visitor, then go to international student, then get work permit. So it can take sometimes a little bit longer. RG is saying, EBM, how are you? I'm doing very, very fine. Okay. EBM, I'm going to be 2021 this year. So if my dad applied for the DV, can he include me in the application? No. If you are 21 on the day of application, no, it's not going to include you. But if 1 day before becoming 21, yes, your father can include you. How did you say you are one of those who won the green card lottery? Congrats, congrats, congrats. EBM, how can I send stars? For the people who are what about sending stars is the way to contribute to pay something, either on Facebook, on YouTube. So one of the easiest way to do, just go to my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, and then let me show you quicker way. If you go to my YouTube channel, on the top right-hand corner, there is a logo of PayPal or logo of $, which is Cash App. So you can donate through PayPal. If you click that logo, it gives you to go and contribute, just say donation. I donate to EBM Scholars. So you go to the top right-hand corner of my website, my YouTube channel. If you go there and there is this one, P, which is PayPal, you click that one, it opens PayPal. You can donate once, twice, whatever. But if you click the $, you have to use the Cash App. For people, especially who are in America or wherever they have Cash App, they can be able to do using that one. So those are some of the ways, quicker way you can be able to donate easier. And also, I'll post a link on my website about donation. I have a link for people to donate in that way. Okay, thank you so much. I know there are some people they want to support me in one way or another. Is there any update for the DV 2025? Not yet, but I've already made my prediction that the next DV lottery will be on October that day, between October 4 to November 7. But the actual dates they will announce. Actual day will be announced in the month of September. But at the moment, they are not announced yet. But you have to be ready for that. And obviously, the website is still the same. dvprogram.state.gov is the same website you'll be able to use. Okay. Okay. Jack said, I wanted to change my career and would like to join a community college in the US and start over again. And 40 years, what are my accepted chances? It will depend on the program you're going to start. You cannot just come here you are 40 years old and you, oh, I want to just go to study history. You have to have a little bit, you need to have a little bit like a program which can justify why am I going to study this one? Like I'm going to study, maybe I'm going to agriculture, I'm going to study like engineering, I'm going to study, it will make a little bit of meaning in that particular way. And then someone says, Neymar say, I didn't win, but I want to stop applying until I win. How many of you are planning to apply again this year? Please, how can I get B2 visa slot for visa appointment in Ghana? You do, there is on their website, there is you apply on the main 160 DS16, and each embassy they have a specific other website where after paying they give you the available dates for the interview. I want to study plumbing or truck driving. How do I go about it? It depends. Are you in America with work permit? Because let's say plumbing you can get, there are some community colleges, they have those courses, but truck driving is only by individual companies. They are not F1 visa thing if you're out that way. I won the DV lottery visa bulletin in, for April is included in my case number, but I have not been invited for the interview. What's the problem? The visa bulletin for May has gone past. The thing is, by visa bulletin, when they say we are going to do this one, doesn't mean that next day you are going for the interview. They have to know the embassy, how many staff do they have? How many people? Because the embassy, they are doing all the interviews at a particular time. Like, for instance, in Tanzania, they do only on Thursday for all immigrants, whether you are married, whether it's for job, whether your father, your mother is American citizen, whether you are coming for fiancé visa, whether you are green card lottery. So they're not just doing the green card lottery, no. So, for instance, Tanzania is just one day in a week. So I just want to let you know. I don't know which country you are. Each country is different. There are different regulations. I won the other day, the one for one draw, but I haven't got a chance. Alex Moranga from Kenya. Please email me again. Alex, I remember, yes, I remember you won. Please email me again because after that live, I was a little bit sick and I was not able. Email me again and remind me we can schedule the video before Monday. We can have the video meeting, especially with this over this weekend. Okay. I have to sign out now and then wait for later to be ready. Thanks for the education, boss Kwasi. You motivated me in applying for the lottery. Thanks so much. I'm glad to hear that. Hello, Roll with Liz. I know you are now in Kampala, Uganda. Good, good, good. I'll check on you after this live. I will send you a WhatsApp message to you. Okay, so I'm going to end on my, here I'm on TikTok, so I'm going to end on my TikTok. Elijah said didn't win. Say you are also in Uganda. Okay, so I'm ending my live on TikTok. And now here, okay. So I would like to end it right now. Also here. So thank you. I'll be live later. But at the moment, this will be covering that. Sir, please let me know. Is there any way we can appeal DV visa after rejection at the consular? Have 25 years of experience. SVP Jones 4. I don't know what happened. My family of 4. Case. So email me. They don't care how many years of experience you have. What they want is the 2 years in the last 5. If we have 25 years, but in the last 5, the work experience of the 5 years, that's what they are looking at. How do you write it properly? You are that one. So let me know. Email me at EBM Scholars. Then I will look on your DS260. Then you can be able to try to write to them, email and explain and pinpoint your job, whatever zone, and print out what you wrote if it's compatible to. Yeah, so I have to end this one live now. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't been able to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate that. But go to my website. Go to my website, and on the aspect of the services, go and learn the services and let me know which services they help you. But if you are the lottery winner, please take the chance. If you are the lottery winner, go on my YouTube. There is the lottery winners, a page for that. And I'm going to put that page on the comment here. Go and read that one. If you need the full services for my, Brianna, one full services for scholarships. There are those ones for the lottery winners services. For scholarships, they are there. If you want just one-on-one, all those kind of things, I'll be happy to help you on that. So until next time, everyone, bye-bye. I really appreciate for continued support.